It being a suicidal month and it's coming to an end, I thought that today, guys, I'll talk about suicidal thoughts, their symptoms, help, and the prevention tips that somebody going through suicidal thoughts or somebody who is thinking of suicide might be going through and or might need. So you'll find that if a person has suicidal thoughts, you start off okay, and then you feel it, the downward spiral that causes you to feel like the world is better off without you. Sometimes you feel like you can't even breathe. Other times it feels like you are burning on the inside. As much as you're trying not to think of it, the thoughts of suicide start to consume you. These suicidal thoughts can become a trembling fear where you don't know if you're going to make it through the night. But sometimes, when you are on your way down, a helping hand can make all the difference. It's important to know that when having these feelings, there is help and there are simple interventions that can help you or someone you know experiencing thoughts of suicide. Even though it can be frustrating because you feel misunderstood, it's vital to know that you're not alone. No two humans can feel the same way, but there's always someone out there that can help comprehend where you are coming from. So we're talking about suicidal thoughts. We need to know what they are and where they come from. So suicidal thoughts are not a normal reaction to stress. It's a reaction that a person may have who is in extreme distress and can present itself as emotional or physical pain. Certain behaviors may be markers of a person contemplating suicide, and if these are detected early, it may prevent the action of suicide. Most of the time, there are signs before the action occurs, but sometimes these signs can be very subtle and hard to detect. There are also times where a person contemplating suicide may exhibit signs more visible to those around them. This includes trying to tell someone that they're having suicidal thoughts or exhibiting extremely reckless behavior. The person may act as if they don't care whether they live or die. So it is so important for everyone close to a suicidal person to know the signs that may leave someone more at risk for suicide. I list some of the signs that are most commonly seen in individuals who may be experiencing suicidal thoughts as I gather from a National Institute of Mental Health archive on symptoms, preventives, and recovery options. So, saying goodbye to loved ones. The person might say goodbye to the people that he loved. The person may have mood swings, being happy to sad to being angry. The person may also get himself or herself engaged in alcohol and other drug abuse, changes in eating and sleeping patterns. Feeling and thinking like you're a burden. The person experiencing suicidal thoughts may feel like he's a burden to other people or to the family. He may also start giving away personal items. He will also start consuming thoughts of death, like the movies he or she watches, or the books the person reads, the articles the person reads. Everything that person experiences will start consuming. The person may also feel hopeless. He or she may feel overwhelming stress. He or she was outgoing. He will start withdrawing from social activities and isolating himself or herself. He will start feeling unbearable pain, feeling trapped, and planning their way out of this world. So an individual can display one or more of these signs, which can manifest during or after a challenging event in their lives. The truth behind this sign is that we are trying to cope with what life gives us, but sometimes the level of distress can cloud our judgment or ability to see possible solutions. From here, the individual starts to believe that there is no solution to this situation and the spiral continues to consume them. These signs should never be ignored by any person. Over 40,000 people die every year of suicide, imagine, making it one of the leading causes of death overall. The second thing I'll talk about suicidal thoughts is who is at risk. So who is at risk when it comes to these suicidal thoughts? Many say that more males fall down the spiral than females. Others say that age has a role, but ultimately it comes down to the individual, how their means of coping with a given stress or condition, and paying attention to any possible sign they are exhibiting which may indicate they are thinking of suicide. So despite the statistics, there is no discrimination in regards to who is affected by suicide. Trying to cope with life-challenging obstacles can be further complicating for individuals who may also have any of the following risks, that is depression, psychiatric disorder, substance abuse, family history of attempted suicide, plus prior attempts. Having one or more of these risks can be mentally and emotionally draining. Life-changing circumstances should always be assessed in order to maintain a person's stability, and having open discussions with trusted individual can help elevate stress, provide support, and steer a path to recovery options. It is important to be informed of what these risks are because of the link they may have with someone developing suicidal thoughts. More about potential causes and risks associated can be viewed in a video that I'll be making very soon. So where can you find help if you are experiencing these suicidal thoughts, or if you know someone who is experiencing this? Knowing what help options are available when you or someone you know has suicidal thoughts. So there is a suicidal hotline help. Feel like you are caught in a spiral, or if you see someone in the spiral, there are many preventive measures. There is a national prevention lifeline. These hotlines are meant to help you or someone in need. It's free, confidential, and can provide emotional support for anyone in distress. Family and friends, if you prefer to talk to a friend or a loved one, try to avoid people who react negatively when bringing up the topic. These people tend to lash out in anger or call their friends or loved ones selfish when thinking of ending their lives. Often, these may come from a lack of understanding of suicidal thoughts, and this can in fact make things worse for the individual in distress. Try talking to open-minded people. Know that it can be a very difficult conversation, but being educated and starting with a conversation about how someone is doing can truly soothe the soul and release the inner demons. The best part about opening up is releasing suppressed thoughts and emotions. It's liberating knowing that a weight is lifted off your shoulder and that someone is listening. You may not see it that way, but starting with a conversation is showing courage. It can be the first step in combating suicidal thoughts and the road to returning to your best self. Being brave to speak up when you are having doubts still means that there is hope and the methods of recovery. If you're not experiencing suicidal thoughts but recognize someone who is, try to immediately reach out. Again, it can be a very difficult conversation, but it's necessary to show that you are there and listening. It is important to let them know you care about what they are going through, and consistently being receptive to their thoughts and feelings is essential to making them feel like they are not alone. You can then suggest seeking help or speaking to a professional which can help lead them to recovery. Remember, licensed professionals have experience when providing helpful preventive tips and recovery methods. On preventive tips, getting the right help really has its silver lining. Talking to a professional is often helpful in better understanding what you're dealing with, and you may learn new coping methods and prevention tips that you may not have tried or realize it could have a positive effect. Learning is continuous, and these experiences always further self-growth. Personal growth shows inner strength and the ability to get past your inner demons. So sometimes the path to recovery may not be a straight line. It may take multiple trials to find the best solution. but having support through this process is imperative. Helpful prevention tips that work are: 1. You seek professional help. 2. Taking out stressful factors in your life. 3. Avoiding negative people. You can do yoga, exercises, and relaxing activities. You can find new hobbies or activities. You can start volunteering. You can join supportive groups. You can go for clinical treatment, making your living situation feel a little bit safer. You can stay away from drugs and alcohol. Tell yourself not to act on negative impulses. Do things which you enjoy doing. Set goals and make a list of what you can work on improving. Spend time outside and get a little sunshine. Sunshine is important for health. You can also make yourself a plan for when your tendencies are there at their worst. You can spend time with people who are positive. Trying to engage in any of these activities may help you or a loved one who is at risk or having these suicidal thoughts. Treatment is not the same for everyone, which is why it is so important to try and figure out what will help each individual work. No one should have to go through this alone, and despite the feelings of being helpless alone, there's always a way out of the hole that suicidal thoughts dig for a person. So there's always a way to make your way back up, whether it's with the support of trained professionals, loved ones, support groups, or a combination of any or all of these. So finding out whether or not working with a doctor or a psychiatrist or a psychologist is the right option for you can start with a simple phone call. Most doctors' offices have helpful staff who can assist you in the beginning the treatment process. You can start off by making an appointment or calling the number or the description down below. You can start off by calling the number on the description down below or clicking on the link in the description. So hope you got something from this video. So suicide is not the solution to your problems. Yeah, there's a way out. Suicide is not the ultimate solution. We'll see you guys in the next video.